Good morning and welcome to the May membership meeting. I hope you're well and your families are safe. And I wanted to move away from the normal format of my report and make this a little more informational. Before I do that though, I wanted to put out a couple of things there. The elimination of the AWS on press floor and stamping plant is being driven by a lower of volumes. That resulted in 9 electricians being displaced. The other departments have decided to absorb 4 of those. 5 will be leaving the building. 2 have been awarded a lateral bid by seniority, and 3 other will fill open requisitions in Dearborn Truck Plant between the body shop and the Rev C. Also, as you probably know already, the masks are back, so we'll have to wear them until the numbers come back down. I hate them too, but we are where we are. So I wanted to take a minute and frame this discussion with the theme that it matters. And last Thursday and Friday we had elections for a Constitutional Convention and General Council. The Constitutional Convention is an election for a delegate from our unit, 3, who will go to the convention and vote out adopting the resolutions presented on the floor. Currently a referendum exists that we moved from a caucus-based election of the IEB to a one-member, one-vote process. So at the next convention, attendees will have the opportunity to nominate for the position of president, VP, secretary, treasurer, etc. So those ballots will be sent by mail across every sector of the Ford department of the UAW, every sector of the UAW, directly to your house. Regional directors will be elected exactly the same way, except only the members of that region will get the ballots mailed to their house. And so those elections matter because your elected delegates will be voting on issues that could directly affect the very constitution of the UAW, and that matters. And so I wanted you to understand what Constitutional Convention and why those elections took place. General Council elections were held at the same time. General Council delegates are responsible to attend council meetings that are held at the local, usually every Monday, the first Monday of every month. At these meetings, similar to the Constitutional Convention, delegates are responsible to vote on any resolutions and bring up old and new business to be addressed by the council. They're also responsible to vote on any spending and monies needed at the local, any upgrades or things that might need to be done or any money spent, whatever. So they vote on those things, and they're the board is beholden to the council members because you're responsible for passing or not passing any of the resolutions that are passed there. So that means you elect a delegate you trust to take your concerns forward to the board to have them addressed in an official forum, and that's why the General Council matters. You may have heard me discuss the various sub-councils that are inside the Ford system. As Appendix S, skilled trades, we're part of Sub 3. Non-skilled is handled out of Sub 2. At those sub-council meetings, the issues from across the nation are discussed and debated in those sub-council meetings. Also from these sub-council meetings, they elect negotiators who will be tasked to attend the contract negotiations and take those skilled issues to the big table if they're passed through the resolutions committee. You may not know that the Maintenance Construction Transportation Unit currently holds one of the 2 negotiator spots from that sub-council. So why does that matter? That matters because our unit, our issues, are being directly sent forward to negotiations. There are approximately 57,000 active members in the Ford UAW. Of that 57,000, about 9,000 are skilled trades. That's roughly 16% of the population. So if you look at that, you can see skilled trades are a minority, but that's not the point. The point is that we, as a unit, have a representative at the negotiating table. Out of that roughly 9,000 skilled, we have nearly 1,000 of those. In DTP, there are approximately 350 skilled just in our unit. So that building would represent about 4% of the trades population and less than 1% of the total overall Ford UAW population. So let that sink in for a second. So the truck plant is less than 1% of the overall Ford UAW population, right? But in 2015 and 2019, we were able to get our issues addressed and made some awesome changes to the way 7-on, 7-off was administered and paid out. And this is just one small example. The way 7-on, 7-off was administered and paid out. So also at that time, it's interesting to note that those two contracts, 15 and 19, DTP was the only plant with that operating pattern outside of traditional PSO 7-day operators. That's why it matters. That's why that position matters. And it's amazing and unique and awesome that we actually hold one of those spots and we can take those issues forward into negotiations. And I wanted to clarify that in case you didn't know. Elections. When you put your name on a ballot to run for an elected position, I applaud you. I appreciate those people who want to be involved. And if you know me at all, you know I'm always looking to engage people and motivate people to be a part. So when you put your name on a ballot, you're asking for the rank and file to support you in your run so you can represent them. When you ask for someone's support, it's important to explain why you're running and why you would make a good representative. I remember when I went to my first few elections, I had to walk by people who wanted to shake my hand, talk to me, say hello, speak to me, hand me their literature, and at the time it seemed like they were pandering. It seemed like they were just desperate, or you just wanted to walk by. However, I now know that that couldn't be any further from the truth. When you put your name on a ballot, you're asking for your constituents' support. And it's important that you're there at the ballot box to show that it matters to you to be there to answer questions or debate or discuss. After a few elections, I started talking to the folks standing outside, whether they were on the same slate or different slates. I wanted to know directly from them what were their views, why were they running, and what differentiated them from the other. It mattered that they were there for those conversations, and those elections still matter. And there's another point of why I'm saying all this. I'm trying to express why it matters. Those elections matter. The company is not your friend. The company, while they say they're our partner, watches every single move we make. That's not paranoia, that's fact. Do not think for a second that they don't watch and monitor our votes and our involvement. The voting matters because it's our way to show the company and the world at large, really, that we care and we're plugged in and that we still value the process. If you were a manager and only one person complained about a situation and you were managing a department, would you worry about it if only one person complained? Or would you think to yourself, it can't be a big deal, I've only heard from one person? That's exactly the point. While we're talking about the process, and I've been asked a lot about it, I wanted to tell you that when we have a general election at the local for whatever positions they may be up for term, that election is not free. The elections at the local are overseen by a CPA firm that makes sure each and every ballot is secure and accounted for. If there are 1 or 3 or 5 spots available and only 1 or 3 or 5 spots run, they would be counted as a WBA, won by acclamation. If during the nomination process those spots are WBA, then the local doesn't have to hold an election. An average general election costs the local about $150,000, and that doesn't include any kind of runoff. I've been asked before about elections, and I wanted to clarify how they're handled, why they're handled, and the way they are, and just to give you clarity on terms. All those things I've mentioned are things I wanted to explain why they should matter to you and us as a unit, why they should matter to everybody in our unit and everyone in the plants. These elections are your elections. The process is your process. You should be involved because it's a referendum on your satisfaction with your current leadership, but it's also a resounding message to those outside the process that shows we're engaged, that we care, and we do care, and that we take this seriously. So I wanted to thank you for taking the time to watch this, and please feel free to message me or call or come by the office and let me know your thoughts. We can come to you and discuss your issues and what you think needs to be addressed. And next year, we're going to be right back in negotiations, and soon we'll be asking for resolutions from our local and national contract. And these resolutions matter to the process because those are the changes that we're going to vote on, and those are the changes that you think you would like to make. In a democratic society, we vote on it, and it passes or it doesn't. And so those resolutions matter, the process matters, and I really do hope it matters to you as well. I wanted to thank you for watching. I wanted to thank Mike Young for taping. Questions, comments, concerns, always call the committee room. Call me, text me, talk to your district. If you want to see us in the plant, let us know where. We'll come. And with that note, I'll say God bless. I wish you well and the best, and have a safe and happy summer. Thank you.